real funky. Shake it. So funky that you just can't take it. Then go on. Use or lose your thing. You got to use or lose your thing.
Matt Hazelton.
Oh, Matt.
Jay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Far out. Where's Scotty and Eric and Daniel?
Roaming the streets, checking out the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like tequila. I'm having a very basic margarita with El Tesoro, which is one of my favorites. It's like a real spicy, you know. Check it out.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
That's really good. You want to taste?
What the hell?
I'm very impressed with this place because everywhere I go, I'm usually the guy that knows the most about tequila. But this guy downstairs,
He knows his stuff.
really way.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, he's going to bring up a bunch of, you know, different kinds for you guys to check out.
All right.
I was trying to imagine what mold you guys were in. You know, it's a shitty thing to do, but everybody does it. You listen to something and you compare it to something else. Right. And I heard shades of Morphine, of course, because you got you got some of the low horn in there, and then a little bit of Tom Waits maybe. But the more I listened, I was just like, this is really just unique. This is not. It's not copying anything, you know. Right. You guys ever get compared to those bands ever?
I've heard some of those before, and what was the one we were talking about yesterday that we were just talking guitar and saxophone, and the reason we get compared to?
Oh, Dave Matthews.
Okay, yeah, we get compared to Dave Matthews.
Right, okay.
We were both thinking about that, like, well, you know, there's not really just a guitar and a saxophone.
It's really shallow.
Yeah.
It's amazingly shallow how it gets processed out there. Yeah. I get compared to Loud Love It constantly, and I don't own one Loud Love It record.
Like,
and I've actually, it's happened so much that I refuse to even listen to Loud Love It because I feel like I'll be complicit somehow. You know, like I'm just like okay, I'm not really that familiar with his music. I can still say that after all these years, but I know I know from reliable sources he's amazing, but the few times I have heard his music, it's like, it's so different than my music. I can't imagine
sound like
how
me,
people...
man.
Yeah, not at all, you know?
It's funny with us, I think it's where you come from. I mean, people that are into country music think we're a country band.
Yeah.
We have kids that are metalheads. I mean, just straight up, you know, whoa, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Who love the music because they hear the heavy rock that's in the songs, you know, and
or the passion too, because a lot of the really good metal is, you know, the people that listen to that stuff are passionate about it, and what they really want is some realness on stage. It's not even about the crunchy sounds or whatever, you know.
Right. Well, what we do comes from a very organic place. It's not we're trying to write a certain kind of music, or we're trying to fit into a certain genre, or we're trying to make these kids like us. And the real truth is that we do what we like.
Each one of these guys in the band kind of comes from a different background of music, you know.
Like what? Like what's your background, for instance? Like,
well, you know, to be honest with you, I listen to everything from musicals, you know, I'm talking like Mary Poppins to, you know, to They Might Be Giants, to Tom Waits, to REM, or just, I like a lot of noise music, like Japanese noise, you know, just like.
Yeah, Matt's actually the only real untrained guy in the band as far as theory and training, you know. I grew up on classical piano and all that kind of stuff.
So you read.
Right, and our sax player and bass player both, you know, sang in boys choir, and, and our bass player plays with a symphony today, like still to this day, and our drummer and percussionist are both trained jazz drummers, and with him being the core of the band without any real, like, training, it kind of, that's what kind of helps create this real chaotic grumble music, because, you know, we're trying to force a boundary around him where he doesn't have any clue what the boundaries are. And it forces, like I said, it makes me think outside the box, and it makes me you know.
You need that.
It's not that I don't have a clue where the boundaries are as much as I just don't care.
Right.
We wrote a song recently where I was jacking around with a tuning on the banjo.
I was like,
and
that's it.
He goes, what is that? Hold on, do that again.
Yeah.
And he starts doing this, you know, he starts jamming, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, and the lyrics we wrote on this song sound really, you know, and then
So
it's a new
sometimes stuff
tune.
comes together like
you know.
that, yeah.
My stuff always comes together like that. I feel like I'm always collecting parts of things, and I don't know how they're going to fit together. But it's almost like collecting junk. You're just a junk collector,
like,
and then
that'll fit
you
right.
make some sculpture out of it eventually when all the shit happens to be there, but you don't know when that's going to be. You know,
that's the idea. Just an organic way of making things happen. You know? I mean, the band started with a tornado. I mean, a tornado is what kind of formed this band. And I mean, a tornado hit my house. I mean, for me, it was terrifying, you know? I mean, it was, I mean, the tornado hits your house. I'm like covered in sheetrock and all kinds of insulation from the attic and everything. And I step outside and I'm looking at my house and just like, Jesus, you know? And this guy walks up there, he's like, you all right, man? And he just lived right around the corner.
I lived around the corner.
No way.
I was walking to the store to get a pack of smokes, and there's this house with a tree cut in half, and this guy standing out front going,
this is how you guys met.
yeah, absolutely. And so we...
You're making this up. Hey, man, don't let your publicity bullshit on me, man.
This is a true story. The news
got it.
people came along when that happened, and you always see, you know, these people being interviewed, and there's always that guy in the background, like, man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, well, that
Pigs
was
flying
me.
around. Yeah, that was him.
They were interviewing us. I was like, it's that white tornado came by. You know, pigs flying everywhere. You know, I mean, it wasn't, but
When
I
pigs
mean,
fly, it gives new meaning to the term.
that is
Dirtfoot
now our
begins,
mascot.
you know.
Yeah, we have our mascot is Booga, and he's a pig, and he flies.
Where do you guys tour outside of Shreveport then? You go kind of north? You ever go to like Arkansas or anything like that?
We play all over Arkansas. One of our favorite towns to play is Fayetteville. Fayetteville, Hot Springs, Little Rock's fun. These people love to dance. But I mean, they just get into music, you know? I mean, those people just, they
Hot
love
Springs is one of those
music.
small towns where it's real inclusive. You know, anytime a band comes in, they're very appreciative, and they spread the word, and they actually have a really interesting underground kind of art scene there.
Oh, very cool.
They do a festival every year called Valley of the Vapors, which is
Nice.
Which is
That's just
kind of
got a great name.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's
like a
it's
movie
kind
or
of like in
something.
conjunction with South by. It's usually the week before South by. So all the bands that are heading south stop in and do this little festival in Hot Springs, but it's very cool. Fayetteville.
Are you guys famous there? Do you like close out the festival? Is there a lot of anticipation, or is there like?
We're the last few years we're usually one of the headline bands of the deal. But you know Hot Springs was kind of our first little home away from home, as far as it's just far enough out to a little overnight jaunt kind of thing, and so we played there a lot and made a lot of really good friends, and so we always try to go back, and we're actually gonna be playing Hot Springs on the way back from here.
Awesome.
Yeah, Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas is a great state.
Wichita.
In Wichita, Kansas, the crowds are just huge. And we thought, man, we really got this thing in Wichita. We're doing great.
Yeah.
Then we were in this, just in some gas station along the way, and on the graffiti on the wall said, "Rules of the road. Number 1, everyone is big in Wichita." And we're like, oh man, you know. I was like,
That's right.
everyone is big in Wichita. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear the ecstasy.
We sold more merch in Wichita than any other city we ever played in.
Nice.
And
That's a good feeling when
They're
that
music
happens.
lovers.
Yeah.
there. I mean,
we opened up
they
for
love it.
Reverend Horton Heat there, and
Oh, okay. Far
and
out.
it was just it was one of those deals where we were excited about playing. It was a big venue, opened up for a great artist, and then the people were just, you know, we were the opening band. Who'd ever, you know, nobody had ever heard of us, and they were
They
just
loved us.
so appreciative, man. So you know, very cool.
Good people there.
The song's called Cast My Plans.
mezcal. Check it out. Just smell it first. It's got it's got a little backbite at the end though. It takes a while. It's got like a 13-second delay.
That's good. I wish I knew more about tequilas. I mean, really, all I've ever known is someone brought a bottle of tequila to a party. And
Yeah, it's got a little twang to it.
Did you feel that?
Just a touch.
You guys must get some good margarita bars in Louisiana though. In Texas,
There's a place called Superior. The joke is if you can drink 2 of them, you know, I mean, they mix it with gasoline or something. I don't know what's in it.
Yeah, a lot of places are like that. Well, they bury the taste of the tequila.
Sure.
Like the tequila should be like, to me, it's meat. And the Cointreau and lime is salt and pepper, and you're just displaying the meat.
What's the average aging of tequila? I mean,
Well, just 1 year for the silver,
Right.
2 years for the reposado, and 3 years for the añejo.
Okay, so
but
that's
even that
usually-
varies. An añejo usually has a really dark color. You'll see that this is a little bit darker than
Right.
this.
Right.
Although this is an incredibly clear-looking reposado. Most reposado is a lot more golden or bronze than this. I mean, so long as I'm holding it out.
Right.
Are you guys a band that gives your audience like instruments to play or
Bean
something?
cans.
Yeah. We hand out, well, it's 2 tomato soup cans duct taped together with beans.
Dried beans.
How does that sound?
We put different levels of beans in them, so you have a different mixture of
yeah.
sounds throughout the.
Pintos, though. Pinto beans, because
Pinto beans.
it has the right sonic quality. Okay. We tried
Does this
small.
stuff matter? No, it does matter.
We tried
It does
smaller
matter,
beans,
yeah.
and we pass out, you know, at a regular show, 50 to 100 bean cans. So
You
the
get them
crowd,
back? Do people steal them? Or
Sometimes,
you
you
just
know,
gotta
if-
keep making them?
We know how good the show went over if we don't get. I mean, if we don't get any bean
Right.
cans back at the end. we're
Exactly.
Like,
People
"All right,
just
it was a
want
great
that
show."
momentum.
Yeah, they'll take it home with them. And we've got a lot of people that make bean cans before they come now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people show up, you know, with tons of bean cans in the audience that we haven't handed out yet. And it's
Then
like,
you know
well,
that
yeah.
you've broken through. And
Right. When people come to a Dirtfoot show, they expect bean cans now. It's not,
we actually get in trouble if we don't pass them out.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
what's up, guys?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
Where's our
weird how these
cans,
things become
yeah?
expected.
I drove
Yeah.
3 hours to see you guys. Where's my bean can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it makes the crowd the 7th member of the band. And some of our best shows have been those crowds where there's just like 10 crazy people in front of us, and it just pumps us up. You know?
I know.
And
Yeah.
and of course, when you get the big crowd where they're all going nuts, I mean, it just blows the roof off, and you
Yeah.
just have a great time.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really what it's about, is the smiling faces, and so we keep bringing them the cans so they can keep shaking them with us. You know.
I know what you mean about having 10 people versus a lot of people. And I feel like I only want to judge the gig on how I feel when it's over.
Right.
I don't know if you guys are religious people, but I look at it as just religion, you know?
Yeah.
I had some guys come to the house yesterday. I live in Brooklyn, and these Jehovah's Witnesses always come by. And the guy starts talking about God, but he didn't say, "Oh, we're Jehovah's Witnesses. Do you mind if we talk?" It was as if we'd already been having the conversation. And he was like, all the images you're seeing on the press, and there's not a lot of answers, and we're trying to create laws to make answers, but there are no human answers. And he's going on, and he's thinking the same thing as I'm thinking. It's
Right.
like, there is bigger answers, but I said, I'm going to stick with the religion I've got. He said, well, what is it, And I was trying. I didn't want to give him some bullshit liberal answer, like I wanted to really try. So I said, it's really just I'm a musician, and I said I travel a lot and I meet a lot of different people, and everyone I meet's always struggling and searching for the big answers to why they're doing what they're doing, and that in and of itself just puts you in touch with all these things that you're talking about,
To me, the most peace that I feel is when you're in the middle of that song and you have no clue what you're playing, and you have no clue where you are.
Yes.
And you open up your eyes and you realize that you're just in it. You're in the flow. You're completely in the moment. That is a religious moment.
Yes.
It's
Satori. I don't know if you're familiar with that word, but somebody hit me to that word. It's an Eastern word where in the moment, everything is as it should be.
Right.
Or listen to Aretha Franklin, for instance. I can get almost near tears listening to that tune, Baby, 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 or Drown in My Own Tears. And I think, well, what is that? What is it about it that makes you that connected or lose your defenses? And I feel like you're connecting to something pure, and the world is so impure that when you connect to that moment, it sort of jolts you out of something and
Absolutely.
surprises you.
I agree.
So what's more religious than that?
We live in such an insincere world that when something is truly sincere, you appreciate it. And that's one of the things that I try to strive for. One of the things that I hope myself to do is be a sincere person.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the great things about this group is that everybody in the band has a similar attitude with that. We do a breakfast every festival at the Wakarusa Music Festival.
Okay.
About, I guess 4 years ago, we met this guy named John Cabrera, everybody calls him Rabbit, and he approached us about doing this, basically a communal breakfast. Everybody donates food.
They call it the chomp down.
They call it the chomp down.
Okay.
And they said, man, y'all are acoustic band, right? Yeah, would y'all want to do it? 9 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, what the heck, we'll do it. And the first year we did it, we ended up playing in front of 250 kids and made a lot of friends. But the best part about it was the
camaraderie.
The camaraderie.
Yeah,
it's human spirit. It's the
everybody's
20 or
just
30
pitching
kids.
in, you know.
Yeah, just cooking and cleaning
Dancing on
dishes.
top of-
Right, and it fills you with something that you don't see all the time.
Absolutely.
It's
Or
separate
feel all
from the
time.
stage. It's
Right,
separate from all of
exactly.
that.
And sadly, John passed away this last year, and in turn though, it fired everybody up even more because they wanted to celebrate, you know, through food and through music. And it is a commune. It's a way that we all get together. But the Chomp kids, we have some that travel from show to show to show and follow us. And every time we come to town, they're like, "You stand at our house."
Good way to end the night, you know, after a
yeah.
long day of traveling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we actually, Matt and I recorded together before we were ever even really in a band. We, our lady friends were doing this fashion show, and they needed music to back it up. We had to make Tai Chi music.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How do you make music to Tai Chi?
Oh, man.
There was this old metal air conditioning duct that if you hit it right in the middle, it sounded like a kettle drum. Boom, boom. And then Matt found this broom, and he started twisting the bristles. You know, and I had an old set of bamboo wind chimes.
You know, man, just taking whatever you can when you're
just
playing
getting
around
some
this-
landscapes
yeah.
going, something
Yeah.
that just gets your ears turned
We
on.
gave it to the Tai Chi group, and they were like, "Holy
They use
shit."
it to this day.
They were like,
Amazing.
this is perfect. And at that point, when you know, I realized I like working with this guy because we just sat down and it just came out.
This is a non sequitur, but I have a passion for hearing random phone conversations on the street. I love like one sentence things that just pass you when people are on their cell phones.
Of course I'm going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
And I heard this woman, she had like a yoga mat with her or something, but she was looking really agitated, and I just heard this one piece of the conversation. Look, I don't have time for this right now. I got to go to Tai Chi.
I have to go and relax.
You know what I mean? It's just like there was something about it. I got to go to Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you missed the point,
Yeah,
lady.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She needs a dose of the wind chimes, man. There you go. Gents, you got to catch up with me here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it was really good to meet you.
Right
Good to
on.
meet you too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man.
Thanks for the education on a little bit of that.
Oh,
tequila.
a little
Drinks
bit. It can go deeper next time.
The song is called Rhinestone Ring.
Now I'm going from state to state, wishing like a mother I'd stayed in place. My mama is signed, my daddy is a line, my brothers and my sisters are crying. Now I gotta see what the baby saw when I was a little boy. Now I gotta be strong and face my past as it comes along. I'm waiting for my time to shine, baby, like a rhinestone ring. Rhinestone ring. Holding my head high, doing what I can doesn't change things anyway. I don't seem to change the world, it seems to change me. I'm waiting for my tub to fill up with the lukewarm water. I'm waiting to see eye to eye with my goddamn father. I'm waiting for my time to shine, baby, like a rhinestone ring. Rhinestone ring. Break it state to state. Wishing like a mother I stayed in place. My mama is signed, my daddy is a line. My brothers and my sisters are crying. Now I gotta see what the baby saw when I was a little boy. Now I gotta be strong and face my past as it comes along. I'm waiting for my time to shine, baby, like a rhinestone ring. Rhinestone ring.
They pray in the temples. They pray. They pray in the temples. They pray.
Check, please.